All right, let's turn now to political strategist and pollster Frank Luntz, who happens to be in London this morning. Frank, good to see you.
Not on Queen-related business, I don't think, at least for the purposes of this show. And Frank, you did a focus group on the economy, and I've written down this week, whenever we get Andrew Ross Sorkin on, I just put down a list of the cross currents in the U.S. economy. People feeling terrible, despite the fact we've had record job growth, record job openings, 11 million. According to the Wall Street Journal, a generational dominance of the U.S. dollar, child poverty at record lows, gas prices going down, supply chain problems improving, but inflation. For working class and middle class Americans, inflation seems to make all of that irrelevant to so many Americans. What did you find in your focus group?
Well, the issue, and by the way, last night I did go onto the Q and spent about an hour interviewing people. And Joe and Mika, I've been very depressed. I know people are going to laugh at that, but if you listen to what I listen to, you hear what I hear from the American people, it's very upsetting. The level of division, the level of anger and frustration we have in this country continues to go higher to a point where I never thought it could reach this point. And yet, in standing in that line and talking to those people, some of them who had flown from New York, Miami, Mexico City, across Europe, we had several people from Africa that I interviewed, the level of reconciliation, of coming together, of being eager to talk to each other and share their experiences. None of them have ever met a member of the royal family. None of them ever will. But the belief that that institution keeps the country together, that it's been one of success, even though it's had trials and tribulations over in recent years, the idea that the entire population can share in this grief and reconnect with each other, I wish that we had some unifying force in America. I wish we had someone who brought people together, and let us hope that it doesn't have to be the loss of a political or social or any kind of figure, that we could do so in a positive way. Joe, to answer your question specifically, the reason why inflation matters so much is that it affects every individual in every community, in every state of the country. Doesn't matter whether you're working class or upper middle class, you pay more for prices, you pay more for gas. And the key issue right now, the one that's coming over the next 3 or 4 months, electricity. The idea that some people may not actually be able to afford their electric bills in December and January when they're going to need it. The New York Times did an excellent job of bringing out this fear of what's happening, this frustration. You can read about it in Sunday's newspaper. Joe, I won't call it a crisis, but I will say this. It feeds into the negativity and it feeds into the division, and we don't seem to have any answers for it.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. So, Frank, you conducted the focus group earlier this week in conjunction with the New York Times. It was a nationwide sample of voters, half of whom voted for Donald Trump, the other half for Joe Biden. And you asked if they think Washington understands the economic situation. Let's take a look at some of their responses.
What does Washington not understand about you economically that you wish to tell them?
Everybody in Congress, almost everybody in Congress is absurdly wealthy, like independently wealthy, more money than they'd be making from their congressional salaries, even if they came from poverty. And I don't think they understand how expensive it is to live right now. I don't think they understand how expensive rent is, how the number of houses selling for less than $300,000 has dwindled to almost nothing in the last 5 years. Just the fact that nobody can access not even building wealth, but just getting stability.
Like Chris said, I feel that they are far removed from their constituents. They do not care. And if they really looked at what was going on with homelessness, with affordable housing, with all of that, there would be more done, and then money would be redirected and spending would be a lot smarter.
I like the way some people answered. I don't think they're realistic or practical. They don't know. Like I said, the day-to-day decisions we have to make in order to survive.
And you know, Frank, what is so fascinating is gas prices are going down, other costs are going down, but the one area that you kept hearing about rent, housing, affordable housing. Remember after World War II, you look at those documentaries, you see Levittown in those documentaries of pictures of the home, because guess what? That's at the heart of the American dream, that you come home from war or you graduate from college, you find somebody special, you have a job, you buy a home, and you live the American dream. My parents did it. I'm sure your parents did it. We all grew up where that was able to be done. Now, the cost of rent is outrageous. And as far as a starter home, forget about it. It just costs too much, doesn't it?
Well, there's a philosophy behind this. And it's a promise that the country's made to its people. You work hard, you play by the rules, you pay your taxes, you raise your family, you attend your religious institutions, and things are supposed to work out for you. But for tens of millions of Americans, they simply can't afford the cost of day-to-day life. And this is something that both political parties do not seem to address. We seem to focus on employment numbers, which are outstanding, but forgetting about the fact that the day-to-day concerns, the day-to-day priorities of so many Americans cannot be met under the current economic conditions. And that you heard that frustration with Congress. The feeling is that Congress doesn't get it. They argue, they fight, they bicker, and we're not better off as a result.
So here are some of their responses when you asked for one word that describes present-day America.
One word, I'm going to call in each of you to describe conditions in America right now.
Poor.
Disparity.
Struggling.
Would say confusing.
Uncertain.
Depressing.
Miserable.
Divided.
Shaky.
Unstable.
Polarized.
Dire.
Dismal.
Division.
And Frank?
Oh, my.
Let me remind our viewers that half of those people voted for Donald Trump. Half of those people voted for Joe Biden. And yet it seems like all of them right now do not like the direction this country's going.
Joe, I'm going to take this opportunity. At some point, we break. We talk about it. We joke about it. The late night comedians have routines on it. We share our points of view. We pontificate. But at some point, the country comes apart. And this is my warning to everyone viewing this right now. We are reaching the breaking point. We're reaching it politically in our inability to talk and listen to each other. We're reaching it economically in our inability to provide for ourselves and our families. We're reaching it socially with so many of these divisions. Mika, Joe, this is serious. This is significant. And someday I don't want us to look back on this moment and say, well, we heard it. We knew from Americans how they felt, but instead of solving the problems, we made them worse. God help us if that's how we look at this moment.